Hello everybody, I am Liz, and today I want to have a discussion about YA female characters, particularly in books that are booktube favorites. Now, this has been brought upon some books that I have read recently that I thought were more traditional, classic YA for the older booktube generation, like The Darkest Minds and The Winter's Curse, because I have just recently read and finished those stories, and I wanted to compare those books to more modern, more recent YA female characters and see if there's a difference. Now, when I say classic and recent, it really isn't in that long of a stretch of time. As I said, The Darkest Minds, The Fifth Wave, The Winter's Curse, these books were published from 2011 to 2015 for some of the other ones, like The Lunar Chronicles, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, the Starbound series, The Kiss of Deception, like all of these really big booktube favorites. And then we have the more recent booktube favorites from 2016 to recently this year, like Scythe, Renegades, Aurora Rising, Children of Blood and Bone, This Savage Song, When Dimple Met Rishi, The Hate You Give, Sadie, Stalking Jack the Ripper, etc. So as I really tried to dive into the heart of these female characters that I personally have read, and I scoured through my mind to see if we're really changing our thoughts and perceptions on not just the personality of these main characters, but also the discussions that they have, their love interests and how they interact with them, and all of that jazz. Now, I found that things that are very similar still to this day with those previous booktube favorites, still insta-love. We still have insta-love cropping up in our books, especially with female main characters falling for their male main character counterparts. And even though a majority of readers here on BookTube hate insta-love because they want more of a journey to get to that love, we're still reading books that have insta-love in them. And as they say, if you want to have published what you want to see in books, you have to read books that mimic those same thoughts and perceptions that you want to read about. Another thing that hasn't changed that much is girl-on-girl hate. We still have girls hating on each other for not much of a reason. This is very evident in many, many stories, and it's another thing that us as readers don't particularly like. We want there to be reasons for animosity, not just girl-on-girl hate because they go to school together, they have the same love interest, they just feel threatened by their competition. I don't know, but it's still very, very catty. One amazing thing that is still reigns true and true are badass female characters. They kick ass, they really go for it and do their best, stick with their guns, which is a really amazing feat and characteristic that I am so glad to see, not just in previous stories because it makes them worth reading, but also in our current stories today. One trope, one characteristic that still reigns true, even though as much as I understand it, especially with teenage thought processes, I don't necessarily like it, is that the female main characters cannot live without their significant other. It makes them make even more poor choices. It makes them lose their badassery. It really prevents the storyline from progressing and leads to unnecessary conflict. Now, something that I'm glad has been changing, that has been moved away from older YA main characters, is the creepy, stalkery, weird love interests in romances. It's really being moved away from. They're really working on publishing stories with actually healthier relationships, non-creepy, stalkery love interests that really we shouldn't be encouraging. I also see that we're moving away from love triangles, at least in the current, more modern books that I have been reading. It seems like we're moving away from that, which is a plus in my book. Now, although girls making stupid decisions happens very frequently in YA, I feel like it's happening less, especially the obvious stupid, like, why the F did you do that? Stupid decisions. It also seems like we're moving away from girls who are too trusting or too naive. They seem to have a more world view. They seem to understand dangers a lot better, which definitely is more fitting in our today's climate. Another thing that gives me mad props is we're moving away from the fade to black teenage sex scenes. We all know what happened. You don't have to fade to black, close the curtain, whatever, go on to the next chapter. We all know what happened. So thank you YA for moving away to that, moving into sex positive discussions and talking about things that matter, like consent and contraception. Again, I also feel like the newer YA is getting more goal-oriented, more career-heavy women. They're not looking for love. They find it and they're happy for it, but they're way more focused on what they need to do or what career they want to hit, what they want to do with their lives, or how they want to stop the bad guy. And I am all for that. I love career-driven, goal-oriented women being portrayed in our newer YA stories so that it really shows teens that love isn't all and you can really stay focused on what you want in the broader aspect of life. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. That is all the discussion I have for you today. Please let me know your thoughts, feelings, perceptions on older popular YA versus our current YA. What are their differences? What are their similarities? Are we doing better? Are we doing worse? What are your thoughts and opinions on that? Please let me know in the comments down below. And I love your support and your comments, questions, concerns, likes, subscribes. I love you guys so much and thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, bye!